Hello and welcome to this episode of Keep It Positive, Sweetie. Today we are talking about creating a life of longevity, and I have my big brother from another mother, Mr. Kenny Burns, y'all.
Yes, honey.
Kenny, you literally know how to reinvent yourself. You stay relevant, and I wanted to bring you on because a lot of people see you, but they don't really know like the businessman that you are, your journey, and how the many areas that you tapped into. So I really want to touch on a lot of those things.
Absolutely.
But when I think about your life, I think about heavy is the head that wears the crown because because I know someone of your stature, like it's a lot of responsibility that falls on you, and you know a lot of people. But with those responsibilities and the rooms that you're in, I know that gets heavy sometimes.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
They look for good time Kenny all the time.
Wow.
Which is like the heaviest part.
Yes.
You got to be on. Oh, Kenny's here. Good time.
Yep.
You don't know what's going on in my life. It's just you want that light switch when you want it. And that's been, honestly, my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
From like day one, you've always been Kenny.
Well, I've always been good time Kenny. I think, I think parallel with just being like a good human, I've always wanted people to be good in my space. I always wanted people to have the time of their lives, or help get out of things. Obviously, when I was younger, I was a little bit of a knucklehead, wannabe thug, but I always had a heart. That's why hustling never really aligned with my spirit, and I did it. I mean, I was locked up at 18, out of high school, lost basketball scholarships and opportunities, and you think about life like, damn, like, is this really who I am? So my whole life has been getting to where my passion aligns with my purpose, because I've always had, the energy for both. It was just about them aligning, and I'm finally aligned.
I love that. I feel it.
Yeah, no, it's deep. It's deep. Like I'm denouncing all types of gangster shit that I grew up on, and just all the things you think you're supposed to be, right? Because society, has its own playbook for you. And it's sad, like, when you don't control your narrative. And for me, it's just about controlling the narrative, not only for me, but for my people.
Yeah, I love that. I remember when I first met you, even knew of you, I was on the party scene, y'all. And
She was outside.
I was outside. When the
Find
doors...
little red bones, stuff, running around, talking about, hey, we're here.
We're here.
We're here.
And you were like, I never had seen anyone MC a party like that. I was like, this man is the life of the party.
Thank you.
And it was always exciting when you were there because you would always shout us out. We felt so important, y'all. He'd be like, my sis Chris here, my sis Kvle here. Like, it was like, we just really knew, like, Kenny Burns knows us. Like, we felt like somebody in Atlanta. And then I remember the first time I actually got to, like, get to know you a little better was when DC Howard homecoming one year.
Oh, okay.
I had traveled, and we have a mutual friend, Amari Ware.
Yeah, my guy.
Yes, and you were with him, and then we ended up running each other, and I was like, this is a really cool guy.
Thank
I got
you.
to see more than just the guy behind the microphone. Just
we got to hang out.
Yeah, we got to hang out.
And I'm glad you said that, because I felt like people see my pictures, and back then it was pictures, and like social media was just starting to pop.
Right.
That's been my whole life. They like judge me because of, like, okay, this light-skinned dude dresses well. Oh, his wife is fine. Oh, his kids look good. Well, he must be like this. He must act like this. And I think that's, served me well, because once they get to know me, they feel so bad for thinking the things that they think.
Well, I never thought anything.
Well, no, prejudgment. It's not. It's like, you saying I saw you. Well, you had a bright light, and look at you now. Like, not even saying that I knew you were going to be Satima, you know what I'm talking about? But like knew that you had a light. Same with Kvle, your whole crew like had a certain energy. And that's honestly one of my superpowers too, seeing people. Like, I see the best in humans, and I know how to place it and help out when I can. And just like when I walked in here, you told me you were doing this, and I was telling your partner, like, well, I know somebody in the thing, because that's just like my first nature.
To connect dots and help people. That's who you are. And I really, that's probably a testament to why you've gone so far in life, because you're not gatekeeping and holding things all to yourself. You're willing to share.
Yeah, there's a thing called gatekeepers, of course, and then you have hate keepers. And I think the generation now are full of hate keepers. And I say hate keepers, gatekeepers are in place to make sure the best of us gets through, which keeps things at a medium. It's almost like having a middle class, an upper class, and that balance between worlds, right?
Yeah.
Now the hate keepers, they don't want to let go of any of the power, because if it's not in their hands, they can't, run amok. I mean, a great example of that, and I'm not in any way shitting on Puff, but like Ciroc was like his world. He built that brand to a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
And to be literally fired from it, but everything Puff's associated with starts with that nucleus. Not only because it made him, $100 million a year.
Yeah.
But like, damn, imagine having, but these are the people in place. And then when you think you can speak out and say the things you truly feel, I guess he really felt like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then to your world to stop. So that's what I mean by like hate keepers. Like there are people in pocket that will get rid of you and do not need you for whatever reason, no matter how much money you made them. So
That's
I guess
so
I'm
true.
giving him his props finally,
Yeah.
but at the same time, we have to be careful of that because we put too much faith in people.
Wow.
And then we also don't really understand that, you can say what you want to say, you can act how you want to act, but there are consequences. And we're not in a generation that feels like there's any consequences. They just running amok.
They are.
Yeah.
That's so true, so true. I want to go back to your upbringing. You're from D.C.
Yes.
I had a short stint in D.C. when I worked on Capitol Hill.
Okay.
I always...
Politician / actress /
multi-hyphen.
Yeah, come on, multi-hyphenated.
Listen, I always say that D.C. was a place that I found myself. You know,
Wow.
I come from a very small town, and it gave me room to dream because there was nothing else to do there. I could just dream. And I moved to D.C. after college, and that was the place I really found. I found my sense of style. I found who I was. I was by myself, away from family. And I remember talking to Amari Hardwick, and he was saying, if you want to be an actor, everybody says, go to school, go to acting school. He said, I tell you to leave home.
Absolutely.
And I was like, oh my God, you're right. Because when I left home, that's when shit got real.
Yeah.
So I always say DC is where I found myself. But you grew up in DC. Tell me about that time, like as a youngster and like going to Howard and running alongside you and Puff were, y'all were in school together at the same time?
No, they're older than me.
They're
No,
they're older.
No, so I never went to Howard. Jessica went to Howard. My wife.
Oh, that's how it was Howard.
She graduated cum laude, but Howard was.
First of all, shout out Jess. We love you.
Shout out my beautiful
Your beautiful
wife.
self.
Yes, she told me to tell you she love you, she's proud of you, and she wants to come and all the things.
Yes,
So
I wish you had brought her. Yeah,
yeah,
but y'all got to come back over for dinner.
absolutely.
I'll cook for y'all.
Yeah, can you? Okay.
I
now.
can cook. Yeah.
You want to come Loveland first?
I want to come there first. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
so I can see what she do.
we're gonna set
So
that
I
up.
can make sure she set the bar. Like, no, come over here.
In
mediocre.
case you want her to come over here and help cook. No, but DC, first and foremost, DC is a melting pot of all amazing things. There's so many cultures. Like when I was growing up, I first heard Elvis Crespo, you know what I'm saying, with the Spanish side of what was happening in DC. I learned about Kvle, you know what I'm saying, like with the whole African, diaspora that's there. And then, then there's DC. In DC, we have our own form of music.
Yes.
We have our own sense of style. Like I call DC the drive-through because of Howard University, ironically. People would come to DC, go to Howard, and then they would meet a DC guy or girl and stay.
Wow.
And get married and have a life. But yeah, they came to Howard and took a lot of our style too. Like when you look at like Herbie Lovebug and his whole movement, that includes Salt and Pepper Kid Play, all of it was go-go.
Yes.
Like all the music was go-go. And so we don't get a lot of credit. I call DC the drive-through. And it's cool, you know what I'm saying? But we've had some bright spots, obviously in music and contribution in the last couple of decades. But it's a blessing coming from DC because it was truly a melting pot where I learned a lot of my superpowers.
Absolutely. I experienced my first go-go that weekend that we were in DC. He was like, we got to go here. So we went there and I was just like, and I had lived in DC and never went to a go-go. I was mind blown.
Yeah, it's
so
a
much
pocket.
talent.
It's a pocket musically.
gosh.
Yeah, and you get it's like even if you don't dance, you start.
Your body starts
Wait,
moving naturally.
What is that? Yeah, man. Don't let you see somebody you like, child. It's gonna be I don't know what type of dance that's called, but it's sexual.
It's very sexual,
Yeah,
right? How did you even get into party promoting?
So when I was a senior in high school, I got locked up my senior year, and I was a basketball. I wouldn't say I was a star, but I was good and could have been great if I chose basketball over the streets. But I was in the streets, and the year before that, my junior year, I started going to we got the fake IDs. We started going to the Ritz and to Chicago's and like all the clubs. And I just love the energy of what it was. Puff was, I think, at Howard my junior year. And they would do parties, like at the opera and things like that. We was in the streets, so we had a little bit of money. Like, who these young ones? You know,
Right.
I know they really not, but we had the fake IDs, so we were at, at all the clubs. And so it just became a good time kind of thing. And then when I got locked up, I was like, I need to do something because clearly I'm not going to be playing basketball anymore. How can I make this money?
Yeah, exactly.
So me and my friend Garnett, we had Fly Guy Promotions. We created that my senior year, and we tried to do this one party where these parties were happening. So we kind of slide in and take the energy from the place. We knew a lot of people, but we were kind of smart a little bit. Anyway, the lights didn't work the night or something, power went out. We had all these people outside. I was like, wait, I can move people like that. And then my cousin simultaneously had been accepted to Morehouse College. So fast forward a year, I couldn't go anywhere because of my situation, and tried to enroll in junior college and play basketball. Ended up pushing somebody out the edge child. The bleachers cleared and it was a whole melee. So it was like, okay, I'm gonna stop playing basketball for real, stop trying. And he said, come to Freaknik. And literally, I came to Freaknik 1992 and it changed my life.
Freaknik, wow.
Yeah, Freaknik 92. I had Howard University as my backdrop growing up, but I had never saw so many black people from all over the country that were just like trying to figure it out. I think that era was obviously the era that took hip hop to $1 trillion. I mean, literally our generation took it to $1 trillion business, but we had so much opportunity. There was so much going on.
Yeah.
And we were like, wait, what is this? And then sure enough, what didn't happen in DC happened for me here in Atlanta.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So you worked your way into the music industry, and you have worked with from Biggie and Puff to Jay Clark Kent as a marketer and strategist.
Yeah.
Tell us, is there any stories that you can share just about that journey? Like any funny, like something that was crazy that happened that you can share that wasn't like, that's not too personal?
No, I've shared a lot of them. But I think one of the moments for me that really changed my life was like I had been throwing parties in Atlanta. The big Puff, fight had happened, Freaknik 94.
Yes.
A lot of people know that story. But after the parties, Andre Harrell was leaving Uptown to start Motown. And from bringing Clark Kent to Atlanta so many times, he asked me to go on the road with him. So Clark would take me to Shaq's house. Shaq would bring us every 2 weeks when he played for the Orlando Magic. Like every 2 weeks.
They have like parties?
Khaled would open for Clark. I would be on with Clark. Oh no, it was crazy. And then so I'm moving around literally the world with Clark.
Yeah.
And I'm on the mic. And so Andre Harrell was leaving Uptown, and Clark called me and was like, yo, I just got $750. This man is paying white executive salaries. Like, you need to figure out how to get in Motown. And I was like, okay, how? Simultaneously, my parole officer called me and was like, I had a warrant, right? So they came to Atlanta looking for me, said I wasn't reporting. But I'm like, you get my paper. Like, what do you say? Like, I don't know what it is. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm just letting you know. So ironically, Andre Harrell was going to Washington, D.C., and he wanted to do a party, and Clark was like, this is the best way you could do it. I was like, well, I'm kind of on the run.
Right, literally.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to get back because extradition was like 6 months. I was like, let me get to D.C. because that's where the charge was. So ironically, same weekend, I threw a party for Andre Harrell. He literally was like, he likes Dom Perignon. He likes women who look like Crystal and Kvle and the crew. And please, just get the thing together. I was like, no problem. So at this time, Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, Rasheed Wallace were all playing for the Bullets. This is wild. I'm old. Yeah. So they were all like, they were at the, in their prime. And I threw a party, and literally when I tell you, had a couple of bottles of Dom Perignon waiting for him, my friends to wait. I didn't get there yet. I just wanted him to kind of come and be escorted to his seat and be impressed. By the time I came in, this is the classic Andre Harrell voice. He was like, oh shit, this light-skinned nigga, oh shit. He was just going on and on about what I had put together. And I'm talking about like party-wise and ambiance-wise. And he was like, what do you do, nigga? Oh shit, nigga, this shit is magic. And he's like, you DC fly too, look at you, nigga. And so I was like, I'm Kenny Burns. I wanted you to have a good time. Clark told me to take care. He's like, no, nigga, what do you do? And I was like, I make it happen, you know.
Period.
Like, what do you need next? He's like, oh, nigga, you think you fly, nigga, sit down, nigga, next to the butter wavies, nigga, excuse me, move over, let this nigga sit. I'm sitting down, and I'm just like, first of all, Uptown was the soundtrack of my life. So as a kid, like you think about I'll Be Sure, Guy, you know, the introduction of Mary J, like Heavy D and the Boys, and I'm like, I'm sitting here with Andre Harrell, like, and most people back then weren't, you know, overly impressed by the executive, but I was like, he was the one, not the two.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, long story short, he was like, look here, nigga, get to New York City, 8 a.m. Monday morning, Motown Records, nigga, if you want to job, nigga, you got to show me what you can do. So I was like,
I love
say less. I was there at 8 a.m. He didn't get in the 10. He came. He's like, oh, sit this nigga came. Oh, sit this fly DC fly nigga with the butter wavies and Dunk Perignon, champagne and bubbles.
Oh my
And so I was like, I want to work. And he was like, what do you do? I said, I'm good in the street. Put this nigga in street team marketing. Give him $60,000 a year. I was like, word? Like me throwing you a party. Got me $60,000 a year on Monday. Now, mind you, I mean, I probably was making more, like, you know, doing my thing as far as the parties and stuff, but it was like the opportunity to be in the building.
Exactly.
But when I got in the building, Crystal, it was lights out, Joe Jackson. He gave me free reign. I went from 60 to 80 to 120 in a year and a half. And I was just getting opportunities, but, you know, for the first time in my life, outside of Clark Kent and my brother Wendell White, you know Wendell, but, like, he saw me and paid me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he saw me, he's like, here's the check.
Yeah, literally.
And then I was like, oh, okay, this is the thing. So I went and ran amok, and he
Did
became
Andre,
Pops.
I remember when he passed, I didn't know the relationship that you all had, but I remember that affected you deeply.
No, deeply, and I think that was the start of the change in me too, just who I was. I've always been who I am to this industry, but it was me not co-signing anything else. Not that I ever co-signed it, but being around it is co-signing it. And I want people to know that, you know, I never walked to Brooklyn for cheesecake. That was never in my DNA. But I also was around when bullshit was going down. And see, I would remove myself because it was none of my business, but it is my business. And that's where I am now, as far as when I tell you passion meeting purpose. Like, nothing can go unchecked anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I think as a culture we need to do more of. But speaking of when Dre died, like, I was with Dre the last 3 years of his life, and one of the saddest things was that this man I met, and you just heard the story I told you, but this man I met and had so much reverence for and so much respect for, who taught me about art and how to, you know, match it all together. You know, it's one thing to have a, you know, Bentley, but you living in a condo. Or, you know, I'm talking about a $300,000, $400,000 condo. And I know, not the price, you know, your car costs as much. So it's like, or looking the part and not actually having it. You know what I mean? Like, and so I was going through this industry with blinders on, and the last 3 years of his life taught me so much, because not only was he dying, literally, he had triple bypass surgery like years before this, but he was looking different, he was acting different, he was breathing different, and all of this heart, you know, you had heart surgery, triple bypass, like the biggest shit, you Black Widow, whatever they call it.
Right.
The widow maker, you know what I'm saying? But you're going through all these things, and at the same time, it hurts my heart because he was not believing in himself. Like, the man who put all this shit in perspective for all of us, he brought lifestyle to the game. Before Andre, and I will give Russell similar credit, you know, obviously for Run DMC, Def Jam, so forth and so on, but Dre made it sexy. Dre made it aspirational for everybody, not just the hood. You could be, you know what I mean, anybody, any race, and want to be the best version of yourself. And I felt like he was demeaned to a molecule. Like, he was not himself, he was not poured into, I mean, outside of me and like O'Neal and Nathan and like his immediate, you know, circle, but it was just wild to me because someone who had all that fighting to still be heard after all that.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Oh my goodness. Did he inspire you? You launched your own record label, Studio 43, and started a girl group, Dream. Was Andre a part of that inspiration?
He signed Dream.
Wow.
Like, every step, like, of the way,
he was there. Since
I met him, he had been a major piece to my puzzle, you know. And it's just ironic how life is too, right? Like, because we weren't given a blueprint on how to do it right. We were given a blueprint. It was some fucked up shit in the middle of that blueprint. Like even thought process. Like I'm in the club selling fantasy the first 7, 8 years of my marriage. Like, you know what I mean? But that making women think they could have me, and I go home. But at the same time, now this person, now that wasn't the shit to do. They gonna still want you. I put the shit on. I smell good. It's just things that I offer. Right. But you ain't got to be in the club, touch yourself if you love yourself. Right. I'm damn near getting panties thrown at me. You know what I'm talking about? But I just think that we're taught these things. Yes. Like we're literally taught that, you know, you're supposed to have this and do this and move up. But no, it's like the real things that really fill you, like fill your cup. Like I just think I had learned all that in my processes versus, you know, being taught that early. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. And how long did it take you? You talk about you sold women the fantasy that could have you, but knowing that Jessica had you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And but what was the transition of being like, you know what, this ain't for me. Like, let me stop this.
Yeah, real talk. I didn't want to be the old nigga in the club. I was already the party king at 40. And I think times have changed, right? You don't kind of look at 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds like you did when we were young. And honestly, our parents were tapping out at 50. They was like, okay, retirement's in such and such. And we're just, they stopped dressing. They just, it's like, I'm not doing, I'm not going no more. It's fine, you can have it. But I think we have a little bit more zest for life. We understand the value of life. We've created an industry that we don't have to stop. There's transition as far as like your creativity and how you want to show up. And, you know, I feel like I didn't want to be the old guy in the club, but then also too, I wasn't in it musically anymore. I just had a conversation the other day. It was like, for the first time in my life, I don't feel like my hand is on the pulse of culture. And I'm talking about young culture. Yeah. Like having that skill set my entire life kept me in the game. Yes. Right? Knowing what youngins are go get. Now, mind you, I do know how to spot talent. Far and few in between every time a 10-year gap goes though. And it's harder for me now to come, oh, you come. Oh, let me get you, because ideals change, values change, and what you want in the game changes. And because we don't have any real gatekeepers anymore, like I challenge all of my youngest that are like, they're all VPs and head of this, that, and the third, and I challenge, like, would you want your son listen to that bullshit you promote? Would you? And it's not. That's good. No, I have to, right? And it's because no one is doing it. No one is holding, like if you look at these, we were having a conversation on my podcast the other day. If the black executives walked out of these buildings and went on strike until they were able to sign honestly what they're passionate about or what was better or best for our community, they would have to listen. Wow. Because right now, they're searching for the op. You know, they're searching for the gang member. For Young Thug to be even in the mindset he's in right now, or was in prior to even being a millionaire, having put people on, does amazing things for the hood, but yet you still with the bullshit. So what do you think is going to happen? But it's almost like us getting them folding chairs. Y'all remember them folding chairs, right? We gonna come rescue Bubba and them. Goddamn, you ain't gonna just be, but at the same time, you got Ray Ray on the corner selling dope to your auntie.
You're not talking to him.
Your mom was on the pipe and Reggie responsible. So we're confused in our thought process. But that was where I think I started to have, like when I left the club, it wasn't because I don't love people. I mean, obviously I host Essence, I host, you know, Strength of a Woman. I do all these amazing black tentpole events, right? And that's purposeful because I want to be aligned. Like I love people. I do not want to entertain. I'm the best to do it. I don't have no records. I don't, but if any artist is on the same stage, they're gonna think about, okay, Kenny's here, I gotta make sure I do the thing because this nigga's gonna come out and do my song. Literally. So anyway, I wanna keep that energy, but I also wanna be who I'm supposed to be, not even just for my family and my children, but for the people that look to me. How am I gonna be outside with a booth full of women and I'm married? You know what I'm saying? Like and I was like that for a long time. Not that I was doing anything with anybody, but the look, y'all was in the booth. Like but it's the like, look. But they don't know like our relationship and how I winged y'all and we had real, you know, camaraderie for each other versus the look.
Exactly. That's a real thing. Perspective is everything. And other how people look at something like.
But they're going to look at it like, oh, he got on. No, that's Pat. That's not me. That's Patrick Richards. That is not me.
Yeah. Shout out, Pat.
Shout out Pushy P, man. One of my favorites, man. So, but that's another thing too. Like when you look at life, like who are you putting in position? Look at Pat now.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's what I'm most proud of. Things like that. Even you, like speaking life into you, or like whomever I've come across has felt the energy and used it. Whether they did what I asked them to do or told them they should do, they've taken a piece of the energy and applied it.
I love that. You spoke about you talking to executives saying, hey, would you want your son listening to this? I know you have two beautiful sons. Both play basketball.
Don't make me cry, nigga. Don't make me. Well, I'm just playing.
No, and your family just went through something
crazy.
Can
you? Absolutely. My son Kyle Burns graduated Wheeler High School spring 2022. He reported in June. Wasn't feeling well. I think starting at the end of June. Came home a couple times. Well, not talking about it because it was like I got headaches or whatever. I'm gonna keep it moving. A good friend of the family, and actually the son of his high school coach died shooting the hooch and drowned. And he came home for the funeral, and literally the morning of the funeral, he couldn't get out of bed. And it was 8 a.m., took him to the hospital. 1 o'clock, he was in surgery. He had a brain abscess that was caused by a sinus infection. Yep, so if your babies are cold too long, sinusy, go to the doctor. I never heard of anything like this, you know what I'm saying? So I'm out of town, get the call, he's in surgery. Jess is like damn near passing out on FaceTime. I'm like, wait, let me get, so I was on the way. And, the first surgery, they didn't get it all. So they had to go do another surgery 2 weeks later. So this is cutting his skull off of his head and literally, him being without a skull to January 4th of this year, got a fake skull put back on. And literally last Monday he got home from Japan where he played his first 3 games in a row. Not even a year. August 27th was the first surgery last year, so not even a full year ago. And he's a miracle. But I had never been tested. And to be honest with you, I'm great. You're turning into a great interview. You want to add this to your Chiron or whatever. But I literally changed again, right? Like, and for the better, because my entire life I had blinders on, meaning like I would compartmentalize everything. Literally though, like literally, oh shit, I would feel it. I would feel it just so I could, oh shit, this, okay, but I would put it away. And I think us as black men and black women, we do that because of what we have to do. Now mind you, this whole year my son was going through his thing, and I'm talking about this was life or death. This wasn't like, this was like he could go. And I'm having to go show up and host and, be this light and be this energy, right? And to this day, a lot of people still don't ask me. I mean, they see him like, oh, I'm glad he's all right. But they have no clue what it took to show up. Right. Every time I got to show up. But in saying that, though, people look at the Burns as like they're going to be all right. And I'm sure a lot of people out there feel this like, oh, they doing good. They're going to be all right. And you know what? We are. And, I received that, and I take that as a blessing. I don't try and judge. I told Jessica the other day, if we judged everybody for their lack of consistency, we would have no friends. Wow. But that's life. And you're not supposed to put what you would do on somebody else. You're just not supposed to do that. Right. You know what I mean? Because everybody can't handle what you can handle. And that's life. And life be lifing, child.
It Hello. Does. During that time, I know just naturally your faith was stretched.
Oh, yeah.
How did you work through that besides just keep pushing through and showing up?
Prayed, received all the prayer energy from the warriors out there that had us, and never really wavered from what was going to be, you know what I'm saying? Because in life it's either or. That's right. And that's drastic, but it's the truth, and we're getting older. We're going to lose people, y'all. You hear me? Every week, Clarence Avon just passed. Like every week we're losing superheroes, we're losing family members. That year, my father died January 1st, 2022. Kyle had his surgeries. Kenny tore his ACL. Diagnosis for friends with cancer. Like it's life, you know. But one thing you cannot do is do the woe is me.
That's right.
You know, we're gonna catch haymakers, y'all. We're gonna catch things that test our faith, test our, you know, abilities to continue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I was telling Jessica the other day, how much money we got?
Right.
Okay, paid everything. Okay, well, okay. Because I'm just, you know, you get tired. I'm not, and I said this the other day, and somebody was in Medina. You ain't quitting. You can't quit. We need you, nigga. Fuck you talking about. And so I'm not quitting, but I think, like, you know, to our conversation before we start the podcast, I'd rather be heard. Yeah. You know, this scene thing it comes with a lot. And I'm not even I don't do what you do. Like, I'm not even, you know, rumored to have seen this, that, and the third, and with this, that, and the third. And I don't have those, but I'm very, you know, I think I'm probably the most noticeable non-celebrity in the world.
Absolutely.
And I feel like, though, it gets heavy because you only see the good time Kenny. And I'm tired of being good time Kenny. I'm not tired of giving you a good time. Yes. I'm not tired of the jokes.
But the expectation.
Yeah, man, come on, let me be human.
Yes.
Shit.
Some days you just want to chill. You don't want that expectation of every time you walk in the room, all right, make us laugh.
Yeah.
You know,
tell a joke, nigga. And I'm not even comedian, although my comedic timing has been amazing the last decade.
Precise, very much so. No, you are funny. I know that can be annoying at times.
You know, you just want to also, too, again, align. Mm-hmm. You know, you grow and evolve, and the things that you adored, you no longer adore. Like I adored the streets. Yeah. I was so thankful for having learned the things I learned. I'm still thankful. But I'm not condoning anything else street. Like I would give the hustler the benefit of the doubt. But you got to transform, my brother. My sister, you can't continue. And then, you know, we don't even have honest hustlers anymore. We got thieves.
Literally thieves and scammers, like.
We got thieves and scammers. Like, where's the audacity to hustle? Like, if you're in the street and you got one way and you can get this amount to get this amount, I'm not going to hate on you. But once you get this amount, you have to do the thing. You have to do the thing. And I know I've saved so many lives because of my example, but not even just my example, my actual tutelage. I've given people the game. I've created opportunities for them to transition. But, like, to know better and not do better, I just can't go.
Yeah.
I can't go anymore.
I love that. It's the evolution of Kenny Burns.
Yeah,
I'm loving it. You talked about having to show up and put a smile on, like especially when you're going through the things with your son Kyle. I had Eva Marcel on recently, and we were talking that morning before she had pulled up. I was in my closet crying, going through some things personally, and then you literally have to wipe the tears off. Literally tell yourself, shake it off, and then go out and like, hey, put a smile on your face. And that gets really heavy. And a lot of people don't see that side of our lives, especially people who are in the public eye. They think that everything is just so sweet. And I try to be more transparent about the days that I'm not so happy, so that people can see that, oh, like she doesn't have, every day is not perfect for her either, you know?
But I will give you some advice with that.
Please.
Though. Don't share everything. And I say that because to give people an opportunity to comment opens up a Pandora's box sometimes, especially in our world.
You're right.
And I feel like, you know, a trusted circle of people to springboard and bounce things off of is the way to go. And I would honestly encourage more of the mystique because, you know, to know you, obviously, like I do, is to see the inner light and the things that people don't get to see all the time. But at the same time, it's kind of cool that people don't even know all the time and leave them guessing, because one thing we have to accept in our business is they're going to talk, child. They're going to have some opinions, child. They're going to just be like, okay, but your fingernail polish is chipped.
Right.
Whatever life. And life be life.
Life gonna life.
But we can't control that, and nor should we put ourselves in position to have to accept any of that. You
That's
know?
so true.
And again, it's about your circle. And I know you've been, you know, outside long enough to know what, you know, flawed individuals look like, and there's a lot of them, and we are flawed ourselves at times.
Absolutely.
But if you try to, you know, try to please, you'll be in the people-pleasing business instead of the crystal business. So.
That's so true. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no, it's all
Thank
right.
you. I appreciate
You don't
that.
owe nobody shit. You don't owe nobody nothing.
I don't owe nobody
No, I'm
shit.
talking about family members, because let me tell you how life
Yes.
works.
Tell me.
It be your people, man. It be your people.
Be your own people.
It be your people. Now, we don't choose certain people as family or friends, but be your people.
Yeah.
So you just gotta don't put them in the box. The one thing I regret is, you know, has nothing to do with that, but has everything to do with as I matured in the business and I grew. You know, we're all chasing something, right? Yeah. Especially when you're defining who you are, because you don't know who you are from the door. It's a continuance of like figuring you out. In the process, you're making money, you're having relationships. The one thing, man, is like when you have great relationships, hold on to those relationships. Yeah. A lot of things are circumstantial.
Yes.
No, a lot of things are circumstantial. And you're cool with the people you're around a lot in this moment, but don't leave, you know, those friendships. Now, real friendships are going to be intact. I have all of my friendships from day one intact. But a lot of things gets confusing as you grow. But these people in your immediate circle aren't always your friends just because y'all on set and y'all doing these things and you're around these people. You have to keep your core, your core.
Yeah, that's so true. And I recently have gone through a purging season where I realized that people that had been in my life for years weren't happy for me. And it's like we started the same place, and then it's like I'm ascending, and that person's still where we started, or they may have grown a little bit, but not to the magnitude that I have. And it becomes this jealousy and envy.
Fuck them. Everybody can't go.
Yeah, that's what my therapist said. She's
everybody
like, literally, everybody can't go.
I hope she said fuck them too.
She didn't say fuck
You don't owe them nothing.
Yeah.
You don't. If you had a friendship, that's what I'm trying to tell you. If you had a friendship, you're going to be friends. Yeah. If it was never a friendship, it's going to rear its head.
Speaking of friendships, now that we're on that topic, how do you maintain and nourish the friendships that you built in this industry? Because I know navigating this industry can be catty. You meet a lot of fake people.
You sure you want this answer?
Yes, I want it.
I don't have many friends in this industry. I have a lot of acquaintances. I have a lot of transactional relationships, which is totally fine. I can count on one hand how many friends I have in this industry.
Wow.
And it's okay, but I think people should know that this is a transactional world, not just business. 90% of your relationships are transactional. But see, we don't understand that. We don't understand the value in that. I understand the value of it. The only thing that's changing with me now, I understand the relationships are transactional, but I'm not gonna fuck with you if you can't be aligned with my purpose and passion.
I love that.
And it's not even, it's for sanity, it's for association. You know, I don't know if you youngins know, but they're creating this gang bill that if you're affiliated, you're a part of the shit. Just like Doug and them got caught up in that. Absolutely. Wow. And I had said something on the Earn Your Leisure podcast where I was talking about a percentage, of crime went down. I'm talking about like 30% of murders went down when certain gang members got locked up.
Wow.
But guess what? At the end of the day, something changed when that happened. You have to change like that in your relationships, though.
You're right.
If you're associated with people that are not good for you or not aligned with what you're doing, I tell my male partners all the time, yeah, you go, but you know what he do, right? You know how he get down. Okay, cool. Well, as long as you know.
Right.
But you're subject to like losing time. We don't have time to get back.
No, we don't.
So any choices that you make in that realm, you're sacrificing time. Time is not, it's fleeting. It's not on our side. We're not here forever.
Wow.
And it could change, it could derail your whole life.
Literally.
I bet if them executives was a part of them RICOs and on them murder cases, they wouldn't sign it.
They sure wouldn't be signing those. No, they sure. Then they would change what the rappers are even rapping about.
I bet the entire world would change if that one little piece changed.
Wow, that's so powerful. And I agree with you. I do.
Just time.
Did you watch They Clone Tyrone?
Child, I did an episode. It inspired me so much.
It
was black satire.
It was.
And it just showed you when they was
the music,
fighting off the music and then hug.
When literally when the music changed.
But the chicken, the grape juice. Everything. This is a real thing.
It's a real thing.
And we are brainwashed every day. I'm intelligent. I have a value of life spent and shared, but I'm still peeling back the layers on the onion. I'm still saying, don't like that nigga shit. Kenny, don't like that nigga shit. You're leaving niggerdom today.
Leave it. That's real.
And I'm 50.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to get out of some of my ways, but ladies and gentlemen, imagine the ones that aren't as strong.
Wow.
And we talking about, let's do the 90-10 analogy. 90% of the world is going to participate. They're going to follow. They're going to do everything that this small percentage does. And even in that 10%, it's only probably 2% that's willing to kill everybody to get the money. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe I'm one in the 10% that cares, but I still ain't willing to do certain shit. That's why I'm going to be where I'm at.
Exactly.
I'm going to be where I'm at. I'm defining success for myself. You can have the rest.
Yes. Yes, I agree with that. Oof.
Unpacking?
Unpacking.
Child.
Peeling back the layers of the onion. I love it. How do you, even from a very young age, you've been in this industry, how did you maintain integrity?
Shit, I never walked the Brooklyn for cheesecake. I was never going to be put in a position where I was going to go through door number 2.
What if they asked you to do that? What would you have done?
Come on. At that age, it's been a fist fight. Fuck you talking to?
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Period.
But like now, I think like, we see people dumbing out for the check. It ain't like rap music. It ain't about the art. It's about money.
Literally.
Give me $300,000, you can have my. I saw a whole interview where Yo Gotti was talking about 360 deals are good, and he was talking about streaming is good, and I'm like, first of all, Napster happened to the business. Do you remember when Napster happened to the business? That's what streaming eventually is.
Yes.
And then they cloned Tyrone mentality would be like they created all that to get to this.
Yes.
And then you got somebody who's one of the most successful in rap music now saying that all this is good, come sign us 360. 360 deals take a percentage of everything you do. So I'm the label. So basically, they funneling the money back around to them. It's a complete circle. It's a complete hamster wheel.
Yeah.
But he literally one of the biggest doing it. So people looking like, I'm gonna do it 3.
Because he's an executive now, but as an artist, he probably wouldn't agree with that.
Not coming from an independent. You were an independent. You were part of the.
Yes.
So
but now that he has artists.
And listen, I ain't knocking nobody for getting their hustle. Somebody gonna listen to that, buy into it. But it's as a leader in the community. You have to be responsible for these youngins.
Yeah.
But I mean, is what it is. I'm not going to just be, because I'm feeling a little spicy. You got some Uncle Nearest?
Listen.
Tear the industry down today.
Today, right here.
Burn this bitch down.
Listen, it would change the world though.
No, listen, we are in the precipice of Black culture right now. And if we don't burn down hip hop music specifically and bring it back, we are at risk of losing the soundtrack that has built 3 generations now. The soundtrack. Now, I don't think hip hop culture will leave because there's industry now, fashion, lifestyle.
Yes.
But at the same time, we are at risk of losing a form of music. Do you remember rock music was like the #1 music in the world? Rock music is an indie genre.
Wow.
Rock music.
That's crazy.
And if you look at pop music, it's emulated the best of hip hop and made it theirs.
Yeah.
You got Taylor Swift. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. Everything Taylor do could be pop leaning, but in energy and attitude, it's hip hop. It's hip hop culture.
Yeah.
From the dances to the audacity to be something she not, everything she represents. But people don't always adhere to that because we getting money now finally.
Yes.
But guess what? If my generation took it to $1 trillion, your generation exposed the goddamn end systemic disparities in the financial system. If we got it to this point, your generation is supposed to make it equitable for Black and brown folk.
Yes. Yep.
It's but now it's like slavery all over again.
No, literally.
No, literally.
Yeah.
We're slaves. These kids are slaves. And they ain't even, let's smoke some weed no more. They want to do the shit that shuts the organs down.
Yes. To kill them.
You can't even go get no medicine that's going to kill you because you drink it every day.
Your body's
You're
immune.
immune.
Yep, your body's immune. Wow.
But these are things like that. This is where I am. And I understand why people get butt naked and move to the woods. Because life get to taking over your mindset.
Yeah.
And you be like, what is going on? And then you're looking at the political sphere.
Oh.
You dumb I'm sorry I keep cursing.
You can cuss.
You stupid because you thinking not voting because it ain't gonna matter. Who is getting Trump right now? Fannie. Fannie. That's local state government.
Yes.
You think it ain't gonna matter if you show up to the polls and the one that got him, listen, I don't know about them other cases. Fannie got him.
Got him.
It's on tape. They not gonna go, listen to me, white people, and I love my white friends, and I'm not talking to all white people, but white people are in fear of losing their race.
Yeah, they are. Oh, yeah.
That's why you see them bucking like they bucking. But guess what happened in Georgia? The same thing that happened when we turned this blue. When I was on the air and y'all thought I was crazy, talking about why we should vote. Fannie got him.
Yeah.
Fannie got him.
Got him.
He not getting up out of that one. And all you co-conspirators in a RICO, huh? RICO? Kvle? Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
You get locked up too, Rudy. You old bastard. And I think he was essential in the RICO bill, in creating the RICO. He was a part of the thing. But like, y'all don't understand why voting's important?
So important. They don't. They do not.
Child, I love you.
I love you. You are so. I love this.
I'm sorry.
Kenny's on fire. I love it. I love it. You have a very solid friendship with D Nice.
Yes.
How did that friendship turn to business? Because now you guys are like, it's almost like your own group.
Yeah, Nice and Burns is a real thing.
Yes, a real thing.
Anytime we link up, it's magic.
Oh my.
Very proud of what he's been able to do. I mean, I never would have done Kennedy Center, Apollo,
Crazy.
Carnegie Hall. I mean, venues where, I mean, not Apollo, but those other venues where black people couldn't perform.
Yeah.
You know, we actually did the Apollo, and one of the OGs, I think it was like 70 something, was like, this is one of the best performances that the Apollo's ever seen. I'm like, shut up. I don't mean to disrespect you, OG, but shut the fuck up. You had Motown in this motherfucker. You had hip hop in the earth. You mean that this was one of the best?
Listen.
So I don't, think I would have got those opportunities without my brother. So I'm proud. I'm thankful. I love what he's created with his movement, and he deserves it. You know, thinking something into fruition is what happened with D Nice. Before the pandemic hit, he was already doing White House and the big black tentpole events like we were both doing together. But this thing he used to say to me all the time, I want to be the biggest black DJ, playing black music. You know, EDM was going crazy, and everybody was $200,000 to show up, like Tiesto and all them motherfuckers getting paid. And D used to always say, well, I want to be that.
Yeah.
I'm like, we can.
Yes, and we
then
will.
He did it by himself, and I love it, and I'm happy for him. And without him, we wouldn't have got through COVID so easy. Especially when you think about, he said something, Crystal. I want to be the biggest black DJ playing black music. Huh?
Yeah.
Where do you go from there? Like,
exactly.
And you did it?
Did it. Like, so, literally.
And you were on the island with us in the middle of nowhere, child, doing the butt. I got the footage. Insert here.
That was a fun weekend.
Man, it was so beautiful.
And that was my first time experiencing it.
It was black and it was excellent. And we were fish out of water. And then, literally.
Literally fish.
You know what I'm talking about? But like in a different place and time, and that moment was for us, and that's the beauty that D has been able to create for himself, and we've been able to create together.
I love that. I love that. You are an entrepreneur. You built your own empire. You're not easily placed in a box. You have the Kenny Burns Show. You do your emceeing thing. You're an investor in Uncle Nearest, LS Cream Liquor.
Series A investor. For all y'all who keep asking me what I do, huh? Well, what you do with Uncle Neil? I still funded the initial funds.
I know that's. Tell them. Hey, that's different.
And I started at 75 cents a share. Now worth $29.
Talk about it.
Huh? What you doing? What you doing with? Huh? Ask me another motherfucking question. Huh? Okay.
Talk your shit, King.
Yeah. That's my first spirit investment. I have 4 more. Okay. All right.
What's that? You have
Vusa Vodka, Bayab Gins, part of Spearhead Spirits, which is a company just gonna own 10% of.
Come on.
And then
him and his wife own 10%.
And we have LS Cream Liqueur, which is a Haitian Cremos inspired cream liqueur. We own 10% of that as well. So.
Love that. I know that's right.
Yeah.
I need to come to Loveland and get some investment advice.
Yes.
I
Put your feet in the grass and love.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. I know this business can be gruesome, and having a hold of your mental and emotional wellness is key. What does someone like Kenny Burns do Do you have a therapist? Do you?
No, you know, y'all won't just judge me if you like to. I don't.
No judgment. This is a judgment.
No, judge me. I want you to be in the comments. I think therapy is good. I think it's always good to have someone to talk to. The thing about people that get paid for it, though, is that they won't keep telling you shit to come back. It's just my observation. It's just my observation. I have a wife, and my wife is my therapist because she's also my biggest love hater. So I don't never get the yes Kenny shit. You know what I'm talking about? So I get the truth.
Yeah.
And I need the hurtful truth sometimes. I need the shit that's going to just jiggle my spine. Because people like to tell you things and try to ease it on in you.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? Pause. But the thing about it is you need the truth. See, you need the truth. And not a matter-of-fact truth in response to something you might ask in the form of a question and answer. But you're tripping.
Yeah.
You know you shouldn't have did that.
Wow.
So, you know, I believe in therapy with the people that I love and I know love me the best and have my best interests. I don't believe in like sitting down with someone I don't know and need to get to know and tell them about my problems immediately. Not that it's bad, and whoever does it, if you find that you might not have those relationships, it works. But yeah, and I also don't take things so literally. You know, again, I said earlier in our conversation that this is a transactional world as far as relationships are concerned. And I'm okay with that. I used to get a little bit annoyed when people I felt I loved and poured into didn't love and pour into me back. Human quality. But I don't really take anything too personal. I'm damn sure not about to dwell in it.
I know that's right.
Yeah, I got to get to it.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of time.
You don't.
You know?
No, none of us do.
None of us do.
No, we don't. I see that you work out a lot. Shout out,
you know.
Mr. Shop and Train.
50.
50 where?
Let's take this motherfucking face and put it against some other 50-year-old bodies and shit. Don't have me show you my nipple. They got a little thing under it. Yeah, let's call her. You know what I'm talking about? No, I just, you know what, before my 40th birthday, I decided that health is, well, you know.
Love that.
I live life for a living and the things that come with it, so you got to have balance.
No, you definitely have to have balance. You do. We touched on your family, but your wife, who I just adore. Fun fact.
She the coldest.
She is. I had never met Jessica until the season 1 premiere of Sisters.
Really?
Yeah, you all came together. But
at downtown?
Yes,
Yeah.
I would always see her like on your Instagram and just the way she carried herself without even knowing her.
Yeah.
When I finally got to meet her, I just pulled her aside and I said, I just want to tell you, like, when I look at you, I'm like, that's how I want to carry myself.
Dope.
Oh my gosh, she is just. And then once I got to know her, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's amazing.
She's so good.
Yeah, but like just the way that her presence is without saying a word.
Yeah, you know, it's a superpower of hers. I always say that Jessica could care less about all this energy everybody loves.
Yeah.
She could care less. And it doesn't impress her. The people I know, you know, I remember leaving Sean Combs Wine and Spirits. I launched Revolt 2013, moved them to LA.
I remember that.
Yeah. And so, you know, story time.
Okay.
And so we were literally, I used to go to work telling her I might fight him today. I'm going to close this door. One person walking out. And it got to the point where it was like, I'm leaving.
Oh, man.
Right? And so I never forget, I literally went and met with Dia, big shout out to Dia Sims, love her to death. And I told Andre, I was like, I'm leaving, I can't, because it's just ego at this point. It's not even work. You know what I mean? Like I can't even get off the superhero shit that I got to get off. And so, and I'm glad I did, because 2 months later I got the Uncle Nearest deal. Wow. So look at God.
Want to do it.
But I had literally went home. I told her, I was like, today, you know, I quit. I had been telling you I'm quitting. And she's like, all right, what they paying you? And I was like, you know what? I ain't even talk about that. Because I'm the type of person, I walk away from $8 gazillion because I don't feel right. She said, you need to call them and figure out this bag because, you know, moved your family out here. Yeah. Now, mind you, I probably would have got to that a day or two later, but it was fresh. And she was like, don't let that shit get to date.
Yes.
But that's what I love most about it, because it always has been about what's best for us as a family. And she's never wavered with relationships or, you know, been impressed with the shit.
Yeah.
You know, and I couldn't have had that. You know what I mean? And then she has her own, like she's getting her master's from Howard, and she has her own thing she does for her that not only keeps me like, damn, you getting doper? Like, how you get doper? I told her that, I said, I don't even know what love is. I think I need a stronger word. Because a level of appreciation. You know, when you have kids, go through what we went through this last year with our youngest son, and just who we are to people. We in first class the other day. I didn't mean to say first class like it was a thing. But we on the plane, and this guy, and I want to know who you are, sir. He in a mask, glasses, hat, but he black. He got, he got some, he knows something about something. So we get separated because I didn't pay attention to the ticket. So she's sitting in 3A, I'm sitting in 3D. And we get off the plane, and the guy says to me, yo, keep going, man. I love, what you're doing. Now, mind you, I get this. And I love it. And thank you. Please don't stop. Right? Because knowing that I affect you, and this is not party shit, good time Kenny shit. This is what you're doing on your podcast, how you're showing up in culture with your family shit. He literally was like that. And so we walking the thing, and Jessica was like, he was sitting next to me. And when I sat down, he was like, thank you for what you and your husband do. And we get this stuff, though, and it's like, for us, we're being us, right? And yes, we're trying. The Black Love thing was intentional. Jessica doesn't do anything. She's been offered Housewives since season 2. She's been offered, they want to do Love and Hip Hop Atlanta around me and my crew. Like, we just turned down things because it wasn't about that. And now that we're older, people are like, yo, this is the thing. Thank you, because seeing it, I will be 24 in October. We'll be 24 years married in October. I'm 50. That's half my life. You know what I'm saying? So you look at that and you're like, the things that were innately us, the things that she poured into me and that I poured into her are what people love most about us. It's not any of the accomplishments. Obviously, we had to get there through what I did in the industry. But the light has, turned on the things that matter most, which is the title of my new book, What Matters Most.
Oh, the title of his new book, What Matters Most.
You like the way I brought that together?
I love it. You better plug it.
Tyler, I'm here. Tyler, if you see this and you're inspired, I'm here, brother. You know what I mean? It's something that we could do.
Definitely.
But I think that's what life's about, what matters most. You can't go through life and think that it's material things or being in a certain relationship pool that's going to define you and your success. You have to define it for yourself. And ultimately, you have to grow into it, too. We get lost in it's going to be this way immediately. No, you know how long it took me to get here? I just told you I'm peeling them layers back. Still, I want to not be a nigga. I want to not say the word nigga, but I can't stop saying nigga because sometimes niggas
be nigga.
You know what I'm talking about, nigga?
I know what you're talking about, nigga.
Shit.
Listen.
We all works in progress, y'all.
We are.
Hello, ain't nobody better than the other. We might know more than you, so sometimes you need to listen.
What you said.
Sometimes you need to listen.
They need to listen.
That's all.
That's it.
Because I'm listening.
And you are. And I see how you're growing and you're listening and you're like, you're peeling back the layers. It's beautiful. It is. Jessica she's the author of a book called Golden Guidance. I actually have a copy of it. And it's a book of reflections of self-love, faith, healing, and growth. Being that you both are entrepreneurs, how do you guys balance and support each other's vision and growth?
Well, first of all, a little story time. She gave me Acts of Faith when we first started dating.
Really?
The book Acts of Faith by Ayan LaVanzant. And I don't read. I mean, of course I read, but I'm not but I would read this book and I was like, oh shit. And so that kind of started defining who we were going to be. So it was pouring into, right? Like in support. Again, I quit Combs Wine and Spirits. I was making a lot of money. And she was like, all right, let's go.
Aww.
The other day, I was like, how much money I told you? And she's like, what, you want to sell all this property and just move to a condo? What you want to do? I'm like, because we almost empty nesters. Almost.
He's almost.
Yeah, but it's like, it's like what you want to do. Because you prove in a relationship who you are in a relationship.
Yeah. Wow.
Don't let that go over your head. And people a lot of times don't know the value of proving yourself to your partner. But once you get on that plateau, that plane, like when you get on that little like playing field and it's even, there's no more proving, it's everything you want it to be. And yes, in relationships, you have to prove yourself to your partner. How you think you're going to gain trust? How you think you're going to get to a certain point in life together?
Yeah.
Because guess what, y'all? The reason people don't stay together is because they grow apart. You got to grow together. And so we've always been in tandem like that. And even when she didn't understand, she trusted
Yes.
She trusted I would get it together. And I took the responsibility because that's who I am.
Yeah.
But you have to have yin and yang. Everybody's not going to be able to be, you know, the one who makes the money. You can't. Like, seldom do I see relationships, and big shout out to the ones that do. I admire you. But seldom do you see where, like, the money's equal. But the value is not money in a relationship. The value is not money. It's what are you doing for your family? How are you progressing as a unit? And that's what people go, my career, I'm going to sacrifice all this shit for what I got to do because I ain't.
Yeah.
No, that's not a conducive trait for a relationship.
That's true.
You got to be in tandem. And I think the fact that we've been in tandem, the fact that she's supported everything I've ever wanted to do.
Wow.
I've supported everything she wanted to do. But this one time, child, she wanted to do hair.
You was not have you went with it?
No, just 12 hours a day gone. But she learned from it, you know, but that's how you grow. You don't just, it's not magic. It don't just be magical all the time.
Yeah.
You got to go through some things.
Yeah.
But quitting is what people think is the answer a lot of times.
Wow.
You know, and if you friends, I want to say this: if you friends, you might want to work that shit out. Because if you're friends, there's nothing you really can't get over.
Right. Wow. That's real.
Yeah.
I needed that.
You know, I'm here, baby. You know, God has a mysterious way of showing up.
He really does. No, you really just spoke to me.
It'd be through people. It'd be goddamn hummingbird show up at your window. Whatever it is, you gotta pay attention to the signs.
You do. It could be kitty birds on your couch, just dropping
I mean,
nuggets.
because I'm comfortable, child. All I need is a goddamn acai bowl. This is too comfortable. What we watching next?
Right.
Is it premiere Satima?
Right. Soon. I can't talk about it though because we're on strike.
Oh, my bad.
So you said it, I didn't say it. Yeah.
Y'all dead serious about that motherfucking strike?
Oh, yeah. Like, we literally cannot talk about past, present, future projects.
Really?
Nothing, yeah.
Well, I'm talking about it, goddamn it. Tyler, what I want to happen is...
we talked about your investments. How did you even, because in our community, I mean, even for me, like, I'm just getting into it, learning about it, still trying to understand the contracts, especially when you get into it early before it goes public.
Right.
Can you just tell us a little bit about that, just for our community to even understand, how do you get into investment?
For sure, yeah. How I got into investing in spirits was that I was in spirits before I became an owner.
Right.
I was in the clubs heavy. And you remember the Grey Goose days. So I created influencer programs that all spirit companies use. I feel like I was the beta for that because I don't know if you remember my 35th birthday party at the Versace Mansion. You might not have been outside yet.
Yeah.
But I had Mort Hennessy pay for the entire thing. So all of my best friends and I stayed in the Versace Mansion, except Gianni's room because the bed was 35 feet long and you just...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's kind of, the energy was a little...
Right.
Okay, so, but that party kind of put me on the map of like, how does this non-celebrity bring all these people to the Versace Mansion? And then, more importantly, how did we spend $200,000 on this party for this non-celebrity?
Wow.
So that's when they were kind of flirting with the idea of people outside of celebrity having access and being able to move the needle.
Yes.
So then, fast forward, Grey Goose wanted to go against the Ciroc flavors and came to the market and was like, look, we have L'Orange, Le Poire, we want to get into the, we're in the flavors game, but we want to compete.
Yes.
They're like, we're going to give you this opportunity, and what you do with the opportunity will, tell our future together. Went up 498%
Whoa.
in the market in 6 months. But it was cheap. It was cheating. I had the world famous compound, all the clubs.
Listen.
I'm at the table, y'all in the booth, we popping bottles, we going crazy. Then of course that world famous thing happened with Puff where he came and threw ice at us in my booth and was like, fuck y'all light skinned niggas. Y'all ain't shit, we not supporting Ciroc because we got our own shit. Like so. But anyway, that you can go to YouTube, child.
And watch it.
T.I. just came home from having Beirut in his trunk. It was a whole thing. So yeah, but it was those things that kind of like, kept me kind of wanting to be an owner. And then when I went to launch Revolt Television, I told you I transferred into the Combs Wine and Spirit side. So Apple Ciroc was my launch, Mango was my launch.
Wow.
Deleon Tequila was my launch. And then after things didn't work out, I just kept my, arms open to receive. And because I was in the spirit world, my reputation preceded me. And someone came to me and was like, on a golf course, which I do not golf until now.
I bet I heard a lot of
shout to
Ping.
Yeah. But yeah, they were like, I'm investing. It was a VC group that was investing in Uncle Near. So it was like, you have to meet this woman, Fawn Weaver. And I was like,
she's dynamic.
Yeah, had no idea how dynamic she was. I was like, sure. So I go, I meet her in Nashville, go to Shelbyville. I'm sorry, go to Lynchburg first.
Okay.
Walk the Hollowed Land. The original bottle, actually, of Uncle Near's has a house on the front. And it's called the Dan Call Farm. Fawn bought that farm underneath Jack Daniel's nose. She was telling me the story and all this gangster shit she was doing.
Wow.
That's why to this day she always laughs, like, you gangster. So she bought that. She, took me through the storytelling. We sipped water from the original creek that Jack Daniel's was making whiskey.
Wow.
So we was going through this whole thing. And by the time we got to where it was an equestrian ranch that is now Nearest Green Distillery, and she was talking about, we just bought this too, we're going to build this distillery and all this. So I'm like, yeah, man, what's up? I want 10% of the company. She's like, I can't give you 10% of the company, but I give you some shares that you will just fall in love with. And I was like, all right, cool. She called me a week later. She was like, here are the shares. I had never been offered anything in my life.
Yeah.
When someone says, a couple 100,000 shares, you're like, oh, yeah, of course, ownership.
Yeah, yes.
Remember what I said earlier about the 75 cents versus $29.
And then do the math.
So then I was like, cool, but my job was kind of like, you remember we did the Breakfast Club together we did that whole run and, our Instagram started going crazy. But the beauty of that entire investment was that not only was it history, but I met like someone I wanted to be like I wanted to be like Andre. Yeah, and she's younger than me.
Wow. Okay.
She's like 4 years younger than me, I think. But like I call her my spirit animal because it's like, you a cold motherfucking dropout. You fucking like took your life, you know what I'm saying, and put it in a chokehold and did what the fuck you wanted with it. Like, I mean, you look at I'm talking about day one. Like they had the brand concept and idea, but they hadn't launched anything.
Yeah.
I was there day one.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, look at her growth and who she is, the culture and what it was. Just opened my eyes to a different way of doing business. From that, LS Cream came through our incubator program at Uncle Near's. That's not through our program, but Fawn and I invested independent of the incubator program. Also, the Spear's opportunity came through the incubator program, which they passed on because they already bought into a gin, but that came through. So she's been the gift that keeps on giving in a relationship, kind of way. We're more brother and sister. We don't do a lot of business. I mean, she is going to announce very soon. Damn, I was just about to say it. I'm glad I didn't open my mouth. But she just made a play that's, she'll be the 7th largest spirit company in the world.
That's
eventually
incredible.
With this play. Yeah. And that's like ironic. 6 years?
That's crazy. Yeah.
7 years? It'll be 7 years this coming.
That's not a long time.
So yeah, it's just been a blessing, and I'll continue to align myself, back to your original question, with things that are a part of what I do. I suggest any entrepreneur, align yourself with things you love. Yeah. Align yourself with things that you're actively doing. Eventually, when I don't drink, I think I'll probably stop drinking one day. Yeah. I'll sell my portfolio, but I'll always align myself with things that I'm passionate about, and that I really, because those are the things that have worked for me. I'm not one to just, Jessica dabbles with stocks and our portfolio on that side, but she's very, strategic about what she's doing. So I don't really suggest doing anything you don't love. I would be very passionate about it. And I would, because being passionate about it means you want to know about it and stay up on it.
Exactly.
So, and that's the big deal when it comes to investing.
I love that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Kitty, I appreciate you.
No, for sure. This is going to go crazy.
No, it's going to go crazy. Guys, thank you so much. We do what we call positive outcomes.
Yes.
And this is where they write into us and ask us for advice. And we just give them the best we can.
Absolutely.
It says, "Hey Crystal, last year I saw your BMW Uncorked interview and it literally changed my life. I was having a really tough time dealing with a career that I knew wasn't for me, especially knowing that I was meant to be doing something more. You talked about pivoting careers and being in a season of pouring into yourself, which is something that I need to work on. But I believe God often uses people to speak to others, and that day He definitely used you to speak to me. Because that was the moment I felt this was a flood of emotions and a voice that said that it was okay to go after my dreams of being a graphic designer, video editor. And that feeling hasn't gone away. But in pursuing my passion, I'm finding my purpose of life has been turned upside down on multiple occasions. I swear it seems like every time I turn, I start to gain momentum and there's a major life event that happens, a divorce, multiple deaths in the family, losing my job, you name it, that knocks the wind out of me. Sometimes I feel like I'm so close to my breakthrough yet so far away. Whew, been there. So my question to you is, how do you find strength, motivation, and the courage to continue pursuing your passion, walking in your purpose during those moments when it feels like everything is stacked against you? Wow. Oof. First of all, thank you for writing in. And when I always tell this story, when I moved to Atlanta to pursue my dreams, it was the hardest year of my life. And if I had have given up, I wouldn't be where I am today. But there was moments where I did, and where I just like, am I doing the right thing? Did I make the right decision? But I feel like when God plants a seed in you and you know that's what you're supposed to do, you have to keep pushing through it. I know it's hard with dealing with I don't know what it's like to deal with a divorce, but I know that's not something that's easy to navigate. And then dealing with a loss in family and losing your job, that's a lot. But I think if this is something that you really want to do, just keep working at it, honing in on what it takes to be the best graphic designer and video editor that you can be. But like I say, anything worth getting is not going to be easy. Yeah, what do you think?
I think you should also try and define success for yourself. I think a lot of times we put unnecessary pressures on ourselves. We put unrealistic goals on ourselves. And a lot of things that I find is people don't really appreciate the journey. And you have to appreciate the journey. You cannot possibly get to, fulfill all of your dreams, not appreciating each individual small win. So maybe try just like peeling back, or pulling back, assessing what your goals are and what you want to do, and find happiness in the things that you can complete and accomplish. We sometimes we have this lofty goal of like, we should be here or things are going to be perfect, and they're not. And we're going to go through things. So,
Not at all.
and if you're present in those moments, you're going to feel things, you're going to go through the disappointment, you're going to go through all the things, but at least you have realistic goals that are obtainable. Because the dreams come when you're not trying to get them.
That's so true. That is so true. They come to you when you're not trying to get them. That's a lot of things in life.
Yeah.
It comes when you're not looking for it.
Like your man.
Like my man. That is what happens though. When you're out there looking, nothing. It never comes. As soon as you just chill, and be like, all right, God, I'm not gonna trip over this.
Yeah, I met you at the basketball game. We gotta go to dinner play. Looking forward to it. Oh, all right.
I love it. So, in closing, we do what is called what I'm going through and what I'm growing through.
The next thing.
Yeah.
Love how she moves.
No, y'all can do it, and I would love that.
Yeah, all of us,
Yeah, I really would love that. Yeah. What I'm going through and what I'm growing through. For me, just even like the things that we talked about today, I think one of the things that I'm going through is expanding my portfolio. We talked about investments, learning more about that. And for me, I know that in that space, it's a risk.
Yes.
And I'm not, you have some people that are big risk takers, and then some people are calculated risk takers.
Let me hold on to mine.
Yeah, hello. So I'm a hold on. I like to hold on to mine.
No fact.
But just get into a space where I do have that big faith to take bigger risk, because it's a bigger return when you do.
Yeah, or you can use your likeness to have, sweat equity versus monetary input. So those are things to think about too.
Come on now, put me on game.
Yeah.
I love that. Is there anything that you're going through and growing through?
Yeah, I'm going through shedding some of the things I was taught, and that's probably been the hardest thing in my life. Shedding the things that I thought to be the things, you know.
Absolutely.
And I'm growing through it. I think that you have to elevate. You have to align honestly with your purpose. I think we get so caught up, and I'm blessed too, right? So I am speaking from the lens of I've done a lot of great things to get to where I am. I don't feel any shame at any point of my journey, right? Shame meaning like, yeah, I shot that motherfucker.
Right.
Don't have anything on my heart that has kept me from growing spiritually.
Yeah.
So now it's just growing through that. Like I said, I want to get rid of all the nigga shit. I want the nigga shit to leave my body, please. Leave me. I am tired. I don't want nothing to do with you. I hate you. And I'm growing through it.
That's right. I love it. That's good.
Yeah,
that
I'm
is so.
tired.
Yeah, me too.
But then, of course, I'm in my Cool Whip, inside Jello. Hop about that pretty motherfucking life.
Hello.
I don't know if I can let go of all that.
Right.
The rest of the shit.
Certain things we gotta let go. I love it. We do something where we say, keep it blank, sweetie, or fill in the blank pertaining to the episode. And for this one, I will say, keep it unapologetic, sweetie. Because one thing I've heard from you this whole time is that you've been unapologetically Kenny Burns.
Oof, yes, amen. Child, thank you, Jesus.
Yes, Lord. Yes. Shout bye-bye.
And if I had to tell somebody, stop lying to yourself, sweetie. You go a lot further in life, a lot quicker.
That's deep. I love that.
Yeah, we lie to ourselves.
We do.
It's gonna be all right. No, it's not. No, it's not. He put his hands on you. He gonna put his hands on you again. Oh, twice, 3, 4 times. Oh, you still there? No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's not.
I'm just certain shit you can't lie to yourself.
You cannot. Yeah, you gotta be honest with yourself. That's so true.
Now one day you can wake up and like, I'm not bloated, and you're bloated. That's not a lie.
That ain't me. It'd be like look like I'm on a third trimester. I'm not bloated.
Fine. You cut it out. You
Sometimes
do no
the
wrong.
bloat be bloating.
Don't trust me. Yeah, trust me, I feel you.
Kenny, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
This has been an amazing episode. You got some comedic chops.
I'm trying.
You do.
I want to add value.
You always
And
do.
I'm proud of you.
I love you. Thank you.
Too.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you, man.
It's beautiful to see your evolution from where we met to where you are now, how your mind is changing. It's very inspiring.
Thank you, babe.
Yes. Guys, I hope you were blessed by this episode as much as I was. I had a really good time today.
Child. Therapy session.
Everybody says that when they sit on the couch. They're like, this is a therapy session.
This pillow.
It's the pillow, the lumbar pillow. If you want to write into our positive outcomes listener letter, you can do exactly whatever you want to do. Right. We're going to watch. We're going to take this off. Oh my gosh. If you want to write into our positive outcomes listener letter, write into keepitpositivesweetie@gmail.com. And that is sweetie with an IE. You can follow Keep It Positive Sweetie on all platforms. And you can follow me on all platforms at Love Crystal Renee. And that's LUV Crystal Renee. Kenny, let the people know where they can find you.
At Kenny Burns.
Easy.
The rest of the shit I don't care about.
Tap in with him. He's doing amazing things. You have a podcast, The Kenny Burns Show, guys. He's always touching on amazing topics. Tap in with my brother as well. I love you guys. And in the meantime, you know what to do. Keep it positive, sweetie. Bang, 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 bang.